conference for the final week, fight camp week 4. Dillian Whyte, Alexander Povetkin doing battle here on Saturday night. Dillian Whyte's outside in the Winnebago. We'll see if we can get a sneak peek of that in a little bit. It's been a weird week this week. Everyone's been a bit more tense than some of the other weeks where it's been a bit more relaxed. Where is Darren Barker, by the way? Is he in there doing a diary room entry? Darren? What does he do? I have to do everything for him. You in there, mate?
What kind of shenanigans they up to this morning?
Hey, here he is.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. How are you? Right? Good. How are you doing? Good. Right.
That wasn't socially distanced.
Because I've got the mic on. Oh, steady on the cameras. It's been a very, it's been a very tense week this week. A lot of rivals, people who don't like each other. And as you can see, corridors are very, very tight, especially with a couple of big lads like me and Darren. That's the security guys. Big Dan, how you doing? So they will alternate on night shifts and day shifts, so there's always somebody there, always someone down the corridor, keeping us all safe. Thank you very much. And we're going through here to see some of the areas where we can't go. A little bit of red tape there. The hotel's cordoned off in 2 parts. So, cheers, Big Andy. Thanks, mate. The hotel cordoned off in 2 parts. So the public are on one side, we're on the other, separated by fences. Never see the public. And then, as we come through here, mind yourself, that's the gym where you can do a bit of weight training if you want to. We can't use the pool. Absolute COVID hotbed, a swimming pool. And then here we go to the outside. He's never in the gym, not these days. So, as we come to the outside, this is where people mingle, sit down. See Tony Belly sat down there having a little catch up with some people. Dave Colwell has got here a couple of hours ago, so he'll be in quarantine as he was a late addition to Dillian Whyte's corner for tomorrow night. Some of the other teams, hello everybody. Walking all the way through here, and over my left shoulder there,
I want to see the food.
is the Winnebago. Gareth A. Davies.
What the hell is Gareth doing there? He was on. Damn it, Gareth.
And this is where we record our show. Yeah, we made an incredibly quick transition from the door to the studio in about 4 seconds.
And I can talk.
Good to see you, mate, with your mic in your hand.
I'm allowed to talk now, and I've got my mask on.
Yeah, that was definitely live. We didn't pre-record that 2.5 hours ago.
I might after all that running around.
Quite nice sort of walking alongside you and not having you talking, actually. It was really good. How are you, mate?
Good. Can you believe it?
I know.
The 4th week, the finale, we're here. I can't wait. It's been great, isn't it? We've had such a laugh, we really have. We've been treated with so many great contests, and now we're at the final one, the blockbuster card, you could say, capped off with...
I like these guys, but I really don't want to listen to them right now.
Wait, I'm so glad that we're finally here, and it's a pick 'em.
The one thing I will say, actually, about this before...
Let's talk. How have you guys been? This is the press conference. This is live, real time, and waiting for them to start. Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin for the WBC interim heavyweight and diamond titles. 2 WBC belts on the line. The winner is supposed to be ordered, not get ordered, to fight the winner of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 3 in February of 2021. But let's be honest, whoever wins this fight is not going to get a shot at Fury or Wilder, whoever wins, until at least sometime end of next year, if there's a crowd. Now, of course, he can drop the belt, meaning whoever wins between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and then Dillian Whyte will be elevated. But, you know, that's boxing politics for you. Also, you have Katie Taylor, WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF. She probably got the IBO too, 135-pound undisputed women's champion against Delphine Persoon in their highly anticipated rematch. You also have, thanks, Lawrence. I'm going to be on that joint in 12. We're going to talk about the schedule. The schedule today is crazy. It's the WBC has a convention wrap up at noon. You know, so what the fuck is going on with Adam Smith? Why is he over there creeping? Hold up. What's Adam doing? Looking like a creeper. Yeah, just ease out the shot, Adam. Just ease out the shot. There you go, brother. Y'all seen that? What was going on? He does not help his reputation. Or like the trolls. Anyway. Yo, let me shut up. Let's get back to it.
Saturday night, he thinks he'll be the bigger man. Well, let's hear from them. First fight of the night, 10 rounds of super middleweight. Jack Cullen and Zach Shelley are standing by with Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Andy. And this is it. This is the final week of Fight Camp. It has been just the most remarkable project I think we've ever been involved with, the return of big-time boxing. And we've had a wonderful 3 weeks, some of the fights of the year. But this week is really the first major card, the first major names to return to the sport of boxing since the pandemic, since lockdown has been over. And it's a thrilling, thrilling fight card. 5 fights on the card on the broadcast with Sky Sports box office in the UK, DAZN in America, and every single fight is a pick and fight. Particularly this first fight, which is going to kick us off the night, 7 p.m. We're going to be broadcast for 30 minutes, free view across Sky Sports main event, Sky Sports Action, Sky One as well, before we encrypt on box office. And these guys, by then, would have probably done 2 or 3 rounds, so make sure you do the full 10, please, because this one is going to be an absolute war. Jack Cullen against Zach Chelli. Everyone in the boxing game knows how well this fight will gel. It's a fantastic clash of styles. And first, we'll go to you, Jack, moving up to super middleweight. I think, looking at the size of you this week and people wondering how you ever made middleweight, but it must be nice to have those extra pounds to play with this week on what is a very important fight for your career.
Yeah, it's definitely an important fight in my career. I can't be doing any more, can't be getting beat any more times. And yeah, moving up to this weight, I'm feeling bigger, better, stronger. And the stuff what we've been working on, it's like, it's not, I don't have to make weight. We've been practicing on stuff, working on stuff. And yeah, this weight's my time to shine.
We had a Fight of the Year contender with Felix Cash at Manchester Arena, was sensational. Due to fight Jason Quigley on this card at middleweight. Up steps Zach Chelli. Everyone in the game saying this is going to be an absolute cracker. You two just literally going to go at it from the first bell.
Yeah, well, everyone says it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. Zach Chelli probably thinks it's going to be a good fight. I mean, I've not been in a boring fight yet so far, so I'm looking forward to it.
You are a huge ticket seller. You know, your Little Lever, Meat Cleaver, all those guys coming up from the village and town. Any different this time? I mean, fighters generally have actually enjoyed this occasion, listening to the corner team, taking on the advice, of course, enjoying the surroundings as well. But it's going to be quite different for you to having that emotions, I guess, running wild with your crazy fans willing you on, and maybe a little bit more of an opportunity to keep relaxed and keep a game plan in mind.
Well, that's it. Definitely, I feel like obviously you're going to be in your corner coach a lot more. Your fans ain't going to be egging you on, and you stick to your game plan and get the job done.
Zach, welcome. Great to have you on the show. You're looking in fantastic condition. Big opportunity for you. Massive opportunity on a massive card that you've plucked with both hands. You ready for this fight? Everyone's talking about it.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity. And yeah, I've been training for the past 11 months since my last fight, so my camp has been 11 months long, and I'm ready for it now. So yeah.
You've seen Jack box, obviously a huge frame, even at super middleweight as well, but always in exciting fights like you are. You expect this fight to catch fire and catch fire quite early.
Yeah, of course. Jack likes to come forward. I like to throw punches, so this is going to be a great clash.
Obviously a very close relationship with your father. He's there up the back, a big supporter of yours as well. This is the kind of fight that can transform your career. You know, obviously a huge platform, but beyond that, moving forward, if you beat Jack Cullen, moving on to challenge for big domestic titles later this year.
Yeah, of course. I'm only 22, turning 23 in 4 months' time. So as a 22-year-old, already fought for a Southern era. I was meant to fight for the English super middleweight title, but coronavirus took it away. But yeah, I'm 22. This fight goes well. I could go for the British, as the guy I already beat is fighting for the British. So, you know, it's going well for me.
We've seen Jack Cullen before on Sky Sports. We've seen him in Fight of the Year's contenders. For those who haven't watched Zach Chelli box, what can we expect? You look extremely fit. I'm guessing your work rate is sensational. Is that what you need to bring? Plenty of energy and firepower on Saturday?
Yeah, my work rate's improved a lot since my last fight. A lot more. I'm much more of a fighter and a boxer now. So yeah, expect fireworks. Expect a spectacular fight.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I think this is going to be an absolute classic. Jack Cullen against Zach Chelli will kick us off on Saturday night ahead of a huge night of boxing. Gentlemen, if you could come here for a face-to-face, please.
So we'll grab a word with Jack Cullen in just a couple of moments' time. It's a good fight, this, and you wouldn't necessarily know that Jack Cullen was the man that was moving up.
Yeah, I know. He's huge, isn't he? I want to ask him, actually, how difficult it must have been
Yeah.
Being a former middleweight, how hard it must have been to get down to 11.6.
Well, he's coming in now, so let's grab a word with him. How you doing, Jack? Come and stand here. I don't know if that mic stand's going to be tall enough for you, mate.
You right?
Yeah, looking healthy, looking well. Just make sure you
I was a big middleweight.
Yeah, I know, right? No chance at all. Just make sure you're speaking into that mic when you can. So, talk to us about the weight making process the last couple of years. Obviously, getting to that point now where it's too much of a stretch.
It's time to move up. Obviously, I'm a growing lad, and I feel like the super middleweight. I mean, I could make the middleweight. I can make middleweight, but it's for a reason. Like I'm good enough, I'm big enough, I'm strong enough to be super middle. So what's the reason
What
to be?
did you go up to when you was a middleweight? What would you walk around at?
Just under 13 stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I was heavier than that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He's got no fat on him, though. You see.
Yeah, that's true.
Still ain't got any muscles over yet, so
All in good time. Against Thomas Reynoso, you caught a right hand, I think, in the second round.
Yeah.
Just maybe got buzzed a little bit there. Do you feel like coming up is going to help your punch resistance as well?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm getting a lot stronger, as in the sparring wise. I feel like I'm hitting a lot harder now. So yeah.
Who have you been sparring?
Been down at Jennings' gym. Been sparring Mark Efron, Jack Arnfield, Mark Jeffers.
Oh, some good people.
So
Yeah, nice one. We know what he brings from seeing the last 3 or 4 fights. Had a couple of decent wins. I think his best wins probably against Umar Sadiq, and throws that kind of looping overhand right when he's up close. Sometimes you've been guilty of getting in those inside exchanges when you don't need to. Yeah. So I get against Reynoso, you certainly kept things a little bit longer earlier. Is that the plan?
Well, we'll see, won't we?
He's going to hold the centre of the ring. I know he is.
That was a yes, I think.
I'm going to do what's best for me.
Yeah.
I'm good at.
He's bullishly strong on the inside, Shelley, and he's got a slightly lower centre of gravity to you. You anticipating that you're going to have to sort of lock this guy up and wrestle with him and work with him on the inside?
Work with him on the inside, work with him on the outside, using me jab, using my backhand. Obviously, sometimes I don't use my backhand as much as I should do. So we're going to see. We're going to see a better Jack.
Is there anything you looked at the Felix Cash fight, watching it back, and felt you could have done differently?
I got involved in a fight first round.
But I guess it's something that you can't be taught.
Yeah.
You know, you found out that you got the heart of a lion, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, well listen, great to chat to you. Good luck on Saturday
best,
night.
mate.
We'll see you
Take
see you
care,
away
mate.
tomorrow. So there we go, Jack Cullen, Zach Shelley, 10 rounds super middleweight. Next fight on the bill, Alan Babbage and Shaundale Winters, heavyweight action, all ready for Saturday night. Eddie Hearn is ready with the guys.
Well, we bring you another fantastic, fascinating heavyweight clash on Saturday night between Alan Babbage and Shaundale Winters. This fight is a real interesting mix of a guy that's been operating at the top level, got some big wins on his career, just boxed the former world heavyweight champion Joseph Parker, and Alan Babbage, who is a novice in the heavyweight game, professional rankings, obviously a sparring partner, friend, managed by Dillian Whyte as well. The whole team have huge expectations of him. But on Saturday night, he takes a huge step up against a very well-schooled heavyweight in Shaundale Winters. Shaundale, I'm actually going to start with you. Welcome. We saw you in a really good fight with Joseph Parker. He's a quality fighter, former world heavyweight champion. When I offered this fight to your team, you had a quick look at Alan Babbage and the record and says, I can't see a way I lose this fight. Is that how you still feel with a couple of days to go?
Well, thank you again for the opportunity to be here. Matchroom and everybody here has been so hospitable and made me feel like I belong, like I was like I'm from London. When I got the call about the fight, it was cool. I mean, like I said before, I fight King Kong or Godzilla. The Joseph Parker fight, I don't want to harp on that, but I wasn't 100%. So, if they was looking at that for a reason or some type of whatever, how they going to, proceed, they going to get a rude awakening.
Obviously, there's limited footage of Alan Babbage because he's had such few fights against relatively low-level opposition. But what you've seen so far, he's very aggressive. He likes to come forward. Do you think that's going to suit Shaundale Winters? We know you're technically very sound. You're a good counter-puncher yourself, and you can punch, and you have a great chin. The
reality is that I like to fight, though. Like, that's what I'm known for back in Chicago. I like to fight. I can box, but I like to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's the misconception. That's why in the position I was where I fought Joseph Parker the way I did, close. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't have to do all the moving. I mean, I can move. You know what I'm saying? I'm mobile. But, I mean, I can't say, because I got all this experience or whatever. I was 180 pounds as an amateur beating up professional world champions in the gyms in Chicago. Nobody knows that. I'm telling y'all that. You know what I'm saying? So just because he got 3 fights or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't no, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just write him off. I ain't. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is I got more knockouts than he got fights. Like, almost quadruple, triple knockouts than he has fights.
Is it about the experience on Saturday night? Does that play a big part?
It's going to definitely be about the experience. I done been in the ring with some of the best. I ain't even got to tell you. Like, and, you know, my skills are certified. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to do too much talking about what I'm going to do because, you know what I'm saying, these hands going to be moving on Saturday night, you know?
And he does believe, he said various times this week, he believes he's going to knock you out in this fight. He's going to walk you down.
That's what he's supposed to say. Is he supposed to come in here and be like, Shondell Winters is going to knock me out and he want the fight? He not supposed to say that. He supposed to say he going to beat me. He can't see it going the full length. He going to knock me out, all that. He giving Dylan Whyte work and all that. How he supposed to say that? That ain't the real deal, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could sit up and say to everybody, man, I own Chicago. I run Chicago. That ain't the real. That's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? So you can sit up and say, yeah, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We'll see.
And finally, Shondell, you know in this heavyweight division you're 1 fight away from a big opportunity. Is that how you see it on this platform, this opportunity? You win on Saturday night, you could unlock the key to some huge paydays and some big fights.
He think he going to beat me, that's not going to happen. The big fights, I get up for this. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm in great shape. Am I going to say I'm in the best shape of my life? I can't say that I ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm still living. You know what I'm saying? So am I in great shape? Absolutely dog shape. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're going to see. You know what I'm saying? When you put both of us in the ring, you're going to see who got the most dog. He say he a savage. You a savage in the UK. You know what I'm saying? You a savage out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm solidified where I'm from. And that's all over the world. They know how they get in. I'm not glorifying that. I'm just saying, like, savage, I'm going to knock you out. That's so disrespectful. Joseph Parker showed me respect. And he's an old school guy. You know what I'm saying? He ain't say, I'm just going to knock winners out. He was talking like me, if I don't get a knockout, this, how they going to perceive it or whatever. Just totally disrespectful. I'm going to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? In 1 round, 2 rounds, yeah.
Alan, is that the plan for you to knock Shondell Winters out? You know,
I'm gonna tell him my game plan. Actually, it's about to knock you out, but it's not about Shondell. It's about everybody. You know, I don't disrespect him. No, bitch, don't fucking tell me that. What you gonna see? What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do?
Guys.
Sit down, boy. What the fuck you gonna do?
Listen.
You're known for losing to Parker. You're known for losing to Parker.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what you like. That's what you call. Yeah.
Because you ain't gonna knock nobody out.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna tell you like I tell my bitches, don't get got trying to get me.
Fucking funny, bro.
Got trying to get me.
What is this? A cartoon or something?
I'm gonna tell you like I tell my bitches, don't get got trying to get me.
I don't understand you because you're stupid.
I know you don't, because me and you not the same.
Of course you're not the same,
Not
bro.
the same.
I'm not known for losing to guys. I'm not known for losing to guys.
I ain't known for
And you are known for losing to Parker.
Smoke.
You are known for losing to Parker. You don't know what the smoke is, but you're gonna see it.
I don't know what the smoke
You're gonna
is.
see
You
it, bro.
can't even talk right, bro.
Okay.
You knocked
English
out
is not
3
my
cab
language, bro.
drivers.
I fought
You
top
knocked out
amateurs.
3
I
cab
fought
drivers
top
who did not
amateurs.
wanna
What you
fight.
did? You started
Who
your
did not
amateur
wanna
career
fight.
with 28 years.
I ain't seen you land.
I'm
or get hit
28
with a
now.
punch in none
I'm
of your
28
fights.
now. You just started boxing. What the fuck do you want?
I ain't seen you get hit with no punches in none of your fights. You fought 3 cab drivers.
I fought all of the champions of Russia, champions of everything. Yeah, I'm gonna do
your
it.
ass right now.
Well, come on, bro. Let's go.
Okay.
You're gonna do fuck. What you gonna do?
Listen.
What you gonna do?
Shondell.
Come, get, come. Fuck you talking about?
You ain't even no boxer.
Come then.
Alan.
Shut your fuck up, bro.
Okay, language.
You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go outside
I'm
right
back.
now. Let's go right now. Let's go.
Okay.
What you
You ain't
want?
gonna be in this room all day. Don't talk.
Let's go
don't talk
then,
to me
I told
because
you.
You got free nights and weekends.
Okay, gentlemen.
Shut
What?
your mouth.
Gentlemen.
Free nights and weekends?
I will shut your mouth. I will shut your mouth.
Okay.
First round.
We gonna see.
We're gonna see. Of course, you're gonna see.
Come with the pressure.
No, I'm gonna come easy.
Come with the speed.
You're
Come with the
slow.
long gun.
You're slow. You're
Come with-
easy.
I'm
I'm going.
slow.
Yeah, you're slow, bro. You're slow. SLAO.
40 pounders can't touch me, gang.
Alan, I'll ask
40
you.
pounders can't
I'm going to cover this fight now.
That is
You
talking.
can't shut my mouth. Eddie can.
I'm not looking to shut either of you up.
Eddie, shut your boy.
To be honest with you, I like you both. I like you both.
Whoa.
Okay. Alan, this is a big step up for you.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out if you're the real deal, because I've known Shaundell Winters. He can really fight. He has some big wins on the road as well. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this opportunity?
I am ready as ever. I said if I lose to Shaundell Winters, I'm going to quit boxing. I'm going to give him the hand. I'm going to give him the hand, go stick with it, because I'm in the best shape. I said, if I'm going to fucking knock you out.
No, say that one more time.
So I'm ready. No, I'm ready, and I'm never going to lose to Shaundell Winters. Never, bro. I want to fight guys that beat him up like a baby, you know. I want to fight guys that beat you up like a baby.
Hey, don't beat up the babies now.
Just a stepping stone. You're going to see. You're going to see. I'm going to knock you out. I'm never going to lose to you. Never.
Okay.
I'm awake now.
I think we're going to wrap it up, to be honest with you, because we're good. We're very good. We're very good. And I'll tell you one thing that is important. You'll both behave yourself. We're going to have a quick head-to-head distance. The talking will be done in the ring on Saturday night, because the truth be told, I'll tell you both individually. Shaundell Winters, you win this fight, your career gets turned around. You get a massive opportunity to come back to the UK, have a big fight for big money, international fight, whatever it is. Alan Babbage, you beat a fighter like Shaundell Winters, you deserve to go on. You will be highly regarded as one of the top young prospects in the sport. So, on Saturday night, in the goodness of sport, in the goodness of life, as always...
Young? How old is that man?
Rise to the top.
Let me pull up the box rec.
So, let's stay calm and let's have a right old tear up on Saturday night, okay?
Eddie's scared.
Join me up here.
I ain't gonna lie, broken English curse words scare me too. Like when they start stumbling, like, oh yeah, fuck you. Like, fuck my bitch, fuck you up, motherfucker. Don't smack him. Motherfucking cotton bitch, I fuck you. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. I like that.
Little handbrake, little handshake, just to cut the tension up there.
That's what's up.
Where did that come from?
There's a handshake at the end there.
Yeah. Well, you could have turned that into a bit of a George Groves and Carl Froch pushing a pull, for all we know.
Well, I look forward to that one.
That was exciting, wasn't it? Out of the blue. I was just going to say to our audience at home, there has been a little bit more tension around.
Yeah, they got my blood pressure up, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, absolutely.
But crikey, I mean, talk about a way to set things on fire and break the tension. Alan Babbage joins us now.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn's 6'5".
Talking right into that mic.
Yes.
Where did all that come from, Alan?
What, this?
All of that stuff.
That was a savage, bro. You're talking to Alan now, but that was a savage. And I'm afraid of him sometimes. Yeah. So on Saturday night, it's going to be the savage talking. No, I arrest Alan. I have my alter ego, and I just blend into it. And I arrest Alan for the fight, you know, so he can be arrested.
Do you need
that? Do
you kind of need that as a bit of motivation? That help you?
People don't know about alter egos, but it's very, very good, you know. Every famous person, a lot of famous people have one. So I studied that. I studied.
He's 29.
Stuff, so I made my stuff. You know.
Darren has one. Honestly, a horrible guy. You should see him.
Yeah, that's what she says at home.
Yeah. Well, it's been great to have you here. We've heard some very good things about you, and obviously your first performance wasn't a huge amount to go on because it ended so quickly. I heard that you're a big fan of Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
Is that your style, kind of hunt forwards, bob weave, left hooks over the top?
For this fight, it's Joe Frazier all the way, you know, all the way old school. So it's going to be a really good scrap. I actually respect Shaundell Winters, no matter what I just said, you know. But I don't like him. He's talking too much, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that. Just shut up. We're going to be knocked out. But I respect him, you know. He's a little bit older and stuff, but I'm going to knock him out. You know?
He boxed very well against Joseph Parker.
I mean,
given that he gave away 40 pounds against Parker, I thought he actually showed a lot in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
So if I do him before Parker, you're going to respect
it's a statement.
him. You know, that's what I want to do. You know, I want to finish him before Parker. It's going to be a big statement.
So you're going to go straight to centre of the ring,
Shane,
push him back.
1 second. He does all this waiting and stuff, American style. No, I don't do that. I come from amateur world. I come from, you know, my coach is a Russian school and stuff. We do
I guess
lot
you
of
take
punches.
a lot of confidence from your pedigree as well, representing Croatia.
Yes, of course. I did it all in the amateurs. My coach is a two-time. He has 2 Olympians in one club. And third one on the way. So, you know, he's talking something. He started boxing when he was 28. I'm now 29. And I did all this. I have 100 fights. I have everything, you know.
You're just convinced you land that right hand on his chin. It's game over.
Yeah, it's actually my left hook, Fraser
You
left.
got the left hook, yeah, you got the
It's
left
actually
hook.
left hook, but it's a right hand hook. It was the left and the right first, so
Yeah.
whatever comes in first. Yeah.
You've come in around 210 to 220 in your fight so far. Do you know what your weight is roughly?
Oh,
headed tomorrow?
215, I'm at perfect weight.
That's
I
your
don't
weight,
want to
yeah?
be bigger. Yeah, I want to be like old school. I said. I always say to people, Muhammad Ali, he started about 190, 185. People forget that. You know, all of them are big now, blown up. I don't need that. I want to fight the biggest. After Chandel, get in the biggest one. You know, I'm going to show you it doesn't need it.
So when did you first go out to Portugal with Dillian?
I came 1 month ago, even more, like 40 days.
Okay.
40 days.
Lots of sparring with him.
Yeah, we did 50 rounds. I
50?
did over 50 rounds with him. Yeah. I was his main sparring partner.
I know you're the smaller guy compared to Dillian, but do you take a back step?
No, never. You can ask him that. Never backstep. So Chandel is nothing compared to Dillian, of course. You know, if I can take Dillian's best punch, he hit me with some best punches.
You've never been down?
Never
been
be down.
No.
I don't mean to be. I don't think I'm going to be down. So.
No.
Okay. Listen, that was really exciting, and we hope that the fight lives up to it. So nice to meet you, and have a good week.
He gets me pumped up. He gets the savage out.
You got me pumped
as well.
up. We're pumped up.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
All we need is the popcorn, mate. That was perfect. So yeah, listen, good to meet you, and we'll see you tomorrow at the weigh-in.
All the best, mate.
Thanks very much, Alan. Wow. Okay, deep breath. Yeah, suddenly got me quite fired up for that.
Yeah.
I think stylistically, the two quite similar. Well, not stylistically.
He's listed at 6'1".
Yeah,
Weight, both
good
kind of around the
matchmaking.
210 around the 210 mark. Decent engines for the stretch. I think
He weighs in at about
he was getting caught
between
on the top of
200,
that
210,
shoulder.
220.
Fights can kind of chop down over the right hand. If you don't time the turn, you can get caught. Whereas Babic isn't going to have that advantage. They're both about the same size.
If you take away the beard, he kind of look like Joseph Parker a little bit, but bald.
It's just, look, I think experience is obviously key for Winters here. Like, he's tough, he's got very quick hands, he can punch himself, but I just think it's about knowing how to manage the rounds is going to be important, because look, with Babic,
I met Berta BF in Philly. He pretty chill. He just want to box and pray and train and chill his fam.
I think it's brilliant matchmaking. You could call this a crossroads fight, couldn't you? You know, I think Winters by far, though he's 39, by far, I don't know, I think he's got a couple more years in him. He looks fresh.
But also, if you start late, you haven't got miles on the clock as well. So age doesn't quite get you in the same way. And if you've been in condition, he's also over here, of course, with his coach Montel Griffin. He's one of my favourite fighters and one of the most underrated fighters I think ever.
You had a running with him yesterday, didn't you?
Well, I'm running with him. I lent them my skipping rope, and I'm afraid to ask for it back. But especially after that, I'll probably never see it again. Anyway, next fight, Luther Clay, Chris Congo, 10 rounds at welterweight. Both the guys are standing by for what we hope will be a
I want them to cuts too.
With Eddie Hearn.
Now I'm all turned up. My blood pressure's high. I need more cussing.
Thank you, guys. For those guys watching on the live stream, we have the Matchroom Boxing live stream going. We have the Sky Sports live stream. We have the Sky Sports News live stream. So we're trying
The
to
T Street
coordinate,
Controversy live
just to
stream.
make it clear to people watching at home for that last press conference, I was relaxed, to be honest with you. Ready to go, ready to jump in at any moment. You know, didn't really, I felt calm. So you two have got something to live up to.
He was
You
bitching.
missed the fiery old press conference there. And you guys are the ones that are supposed to have the bad blood. But this fight expected in the ring probably somewhere around 8:45 on Saturday.
I covered
night.
Winters
What an
versus Parker.
opportunity
Don't disrespect
for
me,
Luther
boy.
Clay and Chris Congo. This is a chance to go on and establish yourself as a major name on the domestic scene, to make waves internationally as well. And this is a fantastic fight. Chris, I'm going to start with you. Big opportunity for you. You know, Luther Clay looked for that big opportunity for a while. He's got it now. He had a great win in Italy. He defended his title on Sky Sports as well. But this is your opportunity. This is your breakout night.
Yeah, 100%. Just want to thank you, yourself, and Dillian Whyte for getting me on the platform. I believe this is my time to shine. This is my time to show what everyone's been talking about. And yeah, I'm just ready and raring to go, man.
Obviously, in this fight, you have to get started quickly. You've got to take this opportunity when it comes. We saw with Zelfa Barrett last week. Before we knew it, 6 rounds had passed, and he literally lost every round and somehow managed to pull it out the bag. Is it important to start fast in this fight against Luther Clay? You can't leave it to the judges in a real close fight. You have to take this opportunity clear-cut on Saturday.
Well, 100%. Like I said, I don't think this fight is going to last anyway. Someone is going down, and I'm sure it ain't me. So I'm just going to make sure and go in there, just do what I do and just be the usual Chris Congo. When I'm myself, everything just flows naturally in the ring. When I'm thinking, I make sure I'm listening to my coaches in the corner, and that's the main thing for me, man.
Luther Clay has come from the blind side. He's got himself highly ranked now in the world as well. What do you see in Luther Clay? You give him that respect as a quality performer, and how do you beat him on Saturday night? What's it going to come down to in this fight?
100%, I see him as a quality opponent. He's got a few good fundamentals that I see. But on the night, I believe he's very limited in certain things that he does. I've seen him in his last fight and a few fights before. I don't think he has any type of good finishing quality as to being an elite fighter. But I believe for me, speed kills, and once I show my speed in a ring on Saturday night, everything's gonna come off that. And if you see him on the floor, just know that you will see him on the floor, guaranteed.
You believe you win this fight inside the distance?
100%. I don't think I'll let this go to distance. Like I said before, once I have you hurt, everyone I've had hurt in a fight, they've never seen the last bell of that round.
Remember,
Luther, the champion,
Derek Chisora threatened poor little Regis Prograis.
You see in this fight, or you're confident in your abilities and you're confident that you get the victory on Saturday night?
He wanted more money.
Yeah, it's probably quite powerful, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Like, I know Chris is a good boxer, and everyone rates him and everything. So I'm interested to test myself and see if it's really real.
You, like Chris, searched for that opportunity, but you've had it and you've performed now on that big stage. Big win for you in Italy. Obviously, box live on Sky Sports as well. Do you feel your experience in that kind of environment is important to you? It seems like you have what he wants here. You know, once you were that hungry fighter looking for your break on TV, now you're almost protecting that mantle.
I don't feel like I've got anything, so I don't know about all that. You know, he's got the reputation, he's got the clout, and that's what I want. Of course, I'm grateful to be on Sky, but for me, that's
clout chaser, huh?
End all be all. For me, is to win this fight, and what comes next. And Chris Congo is in the way, and you know, he's saying gonna knock me out. I say, okay, come with it, let's go.
You've shown a lot of tenacity in those fights as well, a lot of will to win, particularly in Italy as well. Do you think you're going to have to show that again on Saturday? Do you think you're going to have to go to the well in this fight? And are you ready to do that? You're ready to do whatever it takes to beat Chris Congo on Saturday night?
I haven't been to the well yet. I feel like I've been cruising. If he's the one to take me there, you know, I'm interested. I mean, I grew up watching boxing, watching those great fights where fighters have to go there. If he's the man to take me there, I look forward to it. I want to dig deep and see what I got in me too. So, you know.
You seem very relaxed, Luther. You know, this is a big opportunity for you. Victory here on this platform could really change your career. Do you feel that? Do you see it? Or is it just about winning this fight? You seem super chilled, super relaxed.
Yeah, maybe too chilled, man. It's obviously a big opportunity. I probably don't feel the pressure now, or maybe I will on the fight, and that's what really matters. I'm just ready to go, ready to fight. Yeah, man. Can't wait to get in there with Too Slick.
Well, we can't wait as well. Luther Clay against Chris Congo.
Well, he said he want to fight T Street.
And like the press conference,
he better watch it.
Both of you, good luck, because this is a massive opportunity.
Or he'll get what he asked for.
Take this opportunity. You know, you can make us big strides domestically, internationally on this platform. And I'm excited for you both, because someone's going to come out triumphant. For the loser, it ain't the end, but for the winner, you're going to another level. So maybe the best man win. And if we could have a head-to-head up here, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
That height, though. That height difference.
I just wonder whether what we saw there is going to be.
I'm tired, man. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning.
So many more natural advantages, and the amateur pedigree. Luther Clay's got a big gap.
Oh, I thought so.
I mean,
because he don't want no smoke with me.
I think, you know, he's just a taller, rangier version. I think.
I'd kick his ass, man.
If I'm honest, I think we'll see Luther here.
Luther, good to see you.
That was a bit reverse psychology there, wasn't it? I think
Just speaking to that
fire
mic.
I was expecting there.
When you come face to face, you realise what kind of disadvantage you are at in terms of height and reach. You've got a game plan to kind of try and neutralise the natural advantages that he has.
Ain't no surprise, man. I faced off him before, but you know, it's obviously you work on all that throughout training.
We got Taylor on Persoon next.
And Freddie Kiwitt had that too, to be fair. And I've taken him on the pads. He can really punch as well. So I was impressed with that win. It's giving you a bit of confidence ahead of this as well.
I mean, the Freddie Kiwitt fight was good. I trained myself for that fight. I had complications with my trainer. My manager wanted to pull me out. I said, no, I'm good. And this fight excites me. This is going to be the truth. I want to find out.
Candy Kitten.
How's sparring been for camp? Have you had tall sparring partners in?
You know, you ain't really going to find 6 foot welters.
Nasty ass.
You ain't going to find 6 foot welters. So I had to spar some middles, some light middles. But even they weren't about 6 foot, about 5'10", 5'11". But yeah, sparring was good. I think I got what I needed to get from the sparring.
You've done a fair bit of sparring with Josh Kelly over the years, haven't you?
Yeah, I've sparred with him. I haven't sparred with him recently because we've been preparing for different kind of fights and stuff. But I've sparred with him a couple of times. Yeah.
I know. Adam Booth rates you highly, and he's spoken about how good you are, and spoke to Al Siesta about how they kind of raved about it in the gym. Al was one of our favourite people in boxing. When did you first meet him?
I met Al when I was in university. I was, coming off Freshers Week, fat, drunk. So and then I was in the gym. I was sparring someone, and I knocked someone down with a body shot and everything. And then that's when Al kind of took an interest in me. 6-8 months later, I've turned professional, and it's been going on since then. So
what's he talking about? Y'all listening to him? I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
I've been enjoying the journey.
Yeah. So how'd you?
But what is he talking about?
Centre of the ring. You gonna move?
Yo, I don't know, man. I really don't know. But I know one thing. He talking about he.
Nah, I just work here, man. You got to talk to HR about that.
Because he don't really want to talk. You don't really about it. Talking about this maximum violence, trying to channel the Dylan Whyte energy. He ain't that type of fighter. We're gonna see what he's gonna do fight night.
Current British champions, obviously Chris.
Okay, I'm listening.
Been looking at trying to do the Conor Ben fight. If that doesn't happen and you were to win this, is that a fight you'd be interested in, or you looking to try and continue to build on the WBO ranking that you've got?
If I was to win this,
I don't know. I got this guy.
It's just a case of me getting more fights, and I think people like Chris Jenkins are probably too experienced right now. I'm still, 15 fights, whatnot. At the end of the day, I just leave it to my management, and I go with the fights. And if my management feels that's the right time, and so does my trainer, then that's what we do.
All right, Luther. Well, listen, wish you all the best. We'll see you at the weigh-in tomorrow, and good luck for Saturday.
All the best. Take care, mate.
Cheers. Right. I think Chris Congo, for me, it's a big statement, but I think he's actually one of the most avoided fighters in the UK in the last 2 or 3 years. He's had about 5 or 6 pullouts for people that don't know. So a lot of people think he's just been a bit inactive. He hasn't. He's had fights signed, pull out, sign, pull out, sign, pull out. And I think he at one stage, this time last year, was looking at walking away from the sport completely because he just couldn't justify what he was doing financially, the training, and people.
Taylor and Persoon are supposed to be next. Hey, let's mute that. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy day. So let me tell you what's today. Got a purse bid, WBO purse bid for Michaela Mayer and I forgot to pronounce the name, Brodnicka. Sean Porter, Sebastian Formella, Sebastian Fendora, Nathan Gallimore have a media call today. What else? It's the top rank on the ESPN press conference for Eleider Alvarez versus Joe Smith Jr. And then the WBC is having a convention recap where they're going to talk about the mandatory statuses and things like that. So it's a busy day. And guess what? Somewhere out there in Spain, Sergio Martinez is going to be weighing in for his fight tomorrow night on Fight.tv for 10 quid. I'm hyped for that fight. I want to see Sergio Martinez and his bum knee. Maybe it's improved. What's next?
I think 1:45, and then we'll be throwing over to them. Let's talk about that fight then. We were sat in about the best seat in the house.
It was literally the best seat.
So for people that don't know, so we obviously get designated certain seats on Fight Night.
Are we going to get in trouble for this though?
No, it's in the past. So there are these little fold-down flaps in the barrier that goes around the ring. So you had all of the sort of the gentry outside of the barrier, Eddie Hearn, Jamie Redknapp, James Corden, all that lot. And then inside the barrier were these little fold-down flaps, weren't they? I think they were for like photographers to like rest their gear on or to perch
for
on.
me and you.
Obviously, well, that's what we used them for. So we shared one, didn't we? One butt cheek on each side, which wasn't,
brilliant.
given the size of mine, wasn't very much for him.
I was so pissed when I was at Wilder versus Joshua versus Ruiz, and Taylor versus Persoon too. The first fight, they did American media dirty. They did us dirty. Like they just catered, like, because it was a DAZN Matchroom event, and also media, especially like fucking motherfuckers like the LDBC, wasn't treating Joshua good and Ness and all them. So basically, because of motherfuckers like that, they like limited us from like having contact with the fighters. It was crazy. So I left. I was at Joshua Ruiz. Joshua Ruiz won. I left. Like I hopped my ass right on the bullet train, and I was home before the main event. Like for real rap. Luckily we did. It was a blessing. We had 2 credentials. So I was like, Donnell, you staying? He was like, yeah, bro, I'm staying. I'm gonna hold it down. I got the fuck out of there so quick, because what am I there for if I'm just there like for a free ticket to watch the fight? No, I'm there to work. So if I can't get to the fighters, like what type? So I got the fuck home. I got the hell out of there, man. And they couldn't blame me either. He was pissed though. And the fucking media dude over at Matchroom, he was pissed. He was like, I can't believe you left. And it's like, bro, you know what I do. Like, I'm not coming out there to sit in the arena, like, as a fan. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is, you know. But I was grateful, you know. And then we did get the Ruiz Joshua too. Let's turn it up. Shout out to Tyreek. We were in Saudi Arabia. Crazy.
At the weight, she's not one of the top girls.
Yeah, they fucked it up for us, man.
But not in the top 5 or 10.
Like, so they started limited American media contact to like AJ. Like, they fucked it up.
Yeah.
You know, you look at some of the pros these days, people like Lomachenko, someone like, ironically like Katie Taylor. You wouldn't back against her going back to the Olympics.
AJ tried to get nasty with me because he thought I was with the LDBC. No bullshit.
Be very interesting.
And it's like, yo, but chill, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Chill.
Got to get involved less than she did in the first fight, and try and make it a more boring fight.
A lot more creative, I think, with boxing, in and out angles, quick hands, but try not to get that red miss and try and entertain the fans. I think it's about winning and winning clear.
And you might have made a good point there, because there obviously won't be any fans on Saturday, and so there won't be anything to just whip her up into that.
Exactly.
Like AJ straight looked at me like when I asked my question, like I was a peasant, gutter trash, because guys like Blue Blood and AJ was trying, and Ness were trying to get him to, like, it was crazy.
Sky Sports, our live stream, Matchroom Boxing live stream as well, and of course now our viewers joining us live on Sky Sports News. What a night! What a card on Saturday night, live on Sky Sports Box Office. We've just seen the press conferences for 3 complete 50-50 fights in the build-up to the 2 huge fights topping
Yeah,
this
it was some
card
weird
on
shit
Saturday
going
night. As
on.
we said, Jack Cullen against Zach Chelly, Shaundell Winters against Alan Babich with heavyweight bad blood between them, Chris Congo against Luther Clay. 3 great fights as we move into 2 career-defining fights and 2 huge legacy-defining moments for all 4 of these combatants on Saturday
Thanks, Mick.
night. The first one,
That means a lot, mate.
undisputed lightweight championship of the world. And I think that when we talk about women's sport and women's boxing, we're almost at a stage now where we're not even talking about it being women's boxing. We've seen over the last couple of weeks, and we've seen over the last couple of years, but last couple of weeks particularly, with Natasha Jonas against Terry Harper in a Fight of the Year contender, Shannon Courtney against Rachel Ball, Cecilia Brackhouse against Jessica McCaskill last week, and this week, the biggest of them all, the undisputed lightweight championship between Katie Taylor and Delphine Persoon. The first fight was one of the best fights. Forget men's boxing, forget women's boxing, was one of the best fights I've ever witnessed live. 20,000 people on their feet at Madison Square Garden. And this Saturday we're in Matchroom Square Garden, behind closed doors. And it's such a thrill to be able to hold a show like this, fights like this, coming through the pandemic. This card is the biggest card by a mile since boxing has returned. And I personally want to thank both of you 2 ladies for accepting this fight and accepting the challenge after such a brutal war last time out at Madison Square Garden. Firstly, Delphine, I'll start with you. Welcome. Again, you look in tremendous condition. You look super strong. You've been training hard here this week. We know you felt like you were surprised to get this opportunity, but this Saturday night, you want to leave no stone unturned and make sure you're victorious against Katie Taylor.
Yes, this Saturday night, it's my chance to reprove I'm
We're
a
not
level
buffering, are we?
boxer also, and that the first fight there were people thought Katie won, other people thought I won. It's on me to prove that I'm also deserve the titles. And,
I'll go to 720 just to be
that I
safe.
stand there in New York, and that was for us not a correct decision.
You look disappointed in the ring after. You know, we had.
I never had no
some
issues with
press conferences as
Matchroom.
well.
They roll out the
Having
red
watched
carpet
fight
when
back,
I get treated
you
well. We get
you won
ringside
that
seats and all
fight in
that.
New York last year.
Not even
I
joking.
think everybody thinks on his way. If we see the fight, we think we deserve. There are other people that think Katie deserves. So it's good. There is a rematch, and there is how do you say it? You can see now who is the best fighter and who can hopefully the correct fighter of there's a good fight, and that the correct fighter can win this fight. And it's going to be hopefully also a very, very good high-level boxing fight for female boxing.
Yeah, do you give Katie that credit of taking this fight again? I think I've heard you or your team say you're quite surprised that, you know, she did give you the rematch. She didn't have to do it, but obviously people want to see it, and I think she wants to prove that she's the best. You want to prove you're the best. Did you think that the rematch would come in your career?
We don't think. We already changed from category because lightweight was closed with Katie Taylor, super lightweight was closed with McCaskill, so we got no titles to get for it. So we say what we're gonna do, and I changed to super featherweight to get the titles there. But yeah, we were very surprised because we don't think Katie gonna take this risk, because for her it's a big risk. It's her life. She earned her money with the box, and if she lost this fight, it's not good for her career. So yeah, I appreciated that she take this big risk, because we don't think it.
And finally, people saying that Katie got drawn into a war with you in New York and she's got to box smarter in this fight. Are we going to see the same thing from Delphine Persoon from the first round we saw in New York? Just 110 miles an hour, non-stop work rate, and just piling the pressure on Katie Taylor?
They say this is a war, but for us, this is boxing. You punch, you go back, punch back. How do you say? Block a punch, slip a punch. That's a way of boxing also. It's not a war. If you the grappling and then the holding, that's not the box sport. But if you box offensive and you jab and you work, that's a way of boxing. It's maybe for people it's like a war, but it's my way of boxing.
I saw some comments from you saying, you know, to Katie, is that making sure she engages with you? You say, you know, don't run, don't hold, let's stand and fight. Is that what you want on Saturday night? Is that the kind of fight you want from Katie Taylor?
I want to show that female boxers also can box like men. Here where I live in Belgium, there are not a lot of female boxing and boxers, and I always train with men. And if you train always with men, this is like sparrings. They are like this. They don't. On the sparrings with me, they don't hold in. They spar, so I'm prepared for hard fights. Maybe that's the way I'm box is. Maybe I always train with men, so that makes my fight. But yeah, Katie had her plan. Is it is technical or tactical? It's also a way of boxing, and I respect her way of boxing. Everybody had his way of boxing, and yeah, it's for me to prove Saturday with my style of boxing, the same of in New York, but still a little bit more better. The faults I make in New York, we trained on this, so we don't make this mistakes anymore. So this, yeah, to go more better and to prove me on Saturday.
Well, Katie, of course, you
I love this
step
woman.
up the challenges. A lot of people surprised
She's so
you took
well
this
spoken.
opportunity. I wasn't. You know, when the Serrano fight fell through, I
And
knew
of
you
course,
would
like a
accept the
professional
spot. I
way.
knew you always knew this time would come again. How excited are you ahead of this fight on Saturday night?
Yeah, I'm very, very excited. I said before, this is why I'm in the sport of boxing for, to take fights like this. This is a legacy building fight for myself and for Delphine, and we're both in the sport to prove that we're the best, and we have two fighters here who absolutely believe that we're going to win on Saturday night, and that's what makes this such a fantastic fight. I want to be involved in the biggest fights possible, and that's why I took this rematch.
We know that you always don't search for credit, but it's nice to get credit for the performances, and I guess the fact that anybody thought you didn't win in New York. There were people who felt could have gone either way as well.
I got to run a
Was that
couple
playing
errands,
part
man.
In your mind, I almost remember when we went back to the changing room, you were elated that you were undisputed champion, but I could tell that you weren't quite satisfied because some people didn't think you deserved the decision. Has that been a major factor to wanting to do this again?
I guess I just want to prove that, I am the best, and I think there's going to be criticism whether you win or lose in a fight anyway, so I don't really take too much notice of what people are saying outside the ring, but I do want to prove that I'm the best, and this is why I train so hard.
And she in Eddie backyard. It's crazy.
I want to be known as the pound for pound number one.
We know in terms of skill set, I think it's unquestionably you are the number one, pound for pound number one. You're going to have to show obviously more in this fight, and you got tangled up in that at Madison Square Garden. I mean, I can remember like yesterday, the atmosphere that night was such a special night. Of course, Andy Ruiz went on to beat Anthony Joshua as well, but the atmosphere when you fought Delphine Persoon was unbelievable. This time with no crowds behind closed doors, is it going to be a little bit easier to get that game plan right with Ross? Obviously, you're going to be able to hear him a lot more and take those instructions in between rounds.
Maybe so. I haven't really thought too much about boxing in front of no crowd, to be honest. I don't think it's an advantage or disadvantage for either one. I'm just going to go in and try and produce a great performance. But, you know, boxing in front of no crowd, you have all the belts on the line. This is the purest form of boxing we'll ever see, really. And this is what I love about this. You're not going to see a pure form of boxing. You know, there's two champion fighters stepping up, taking a huge risk in front of no crowd. It's absolutely incredible.
And finally, last time, as I said, you had a war at Madison Square Garden, Matchroom Square Garden, this time around. But more importantly, we know that you can box and move. Do you expect the same thing from Delphine Persoon this time around? From the very first bell, she's going to
Who y'all got?
Rough and tough and put the pressure on.
I think I'm going with Delphine. And I love me some Katie Taylor.
Well in this fight and do everything you can to be triumphant.
No, I'm going with Katie. I'm a flip-flopper.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm prepared for whatever it comes my way on Saturday night. I prepared hard and long for this fight. And I'm sure Delphine is prepared as well. This is why it's only such a fantastic fight. As I said,
Delphine.
we're both ready, we're both prepared, and may the best boxer win.
Well, thank you very much. As I said, one of the best fights I've ever witnessed. June the 1st at Madison Square Garden last year. Do not miss this fight. The biggest fight in women's boxing, the rematch between Katie Taylor and Delphine Persoon this Saturday. If you could join us for a head-to-head up here, please.
You know who I'm picking? I'm picking the people. Those are gonna be the real winners. The people. Everywhere I go, they're asking about it. You guys are the real winners. I wish both of these ladies the best. But yeah, I'm bringing the band back together. It's time. I got like my boxing groove back. Can y'all tell? You know, every year people always say, oh, T Street and fell off because I go on my little hiatus and shit. And then I come back, boom, out of nowhere. Rise from the ashes and shit. On that ass. Shutting shit down.
Amazing set of belts on the line on Saturday. Undisputed title at lightweight. Hopefully we get a definitive winner that isn't disputed after this one. The one thing you never get in a rematch is the element of surprise. We're very rarely.
Let's go see who these judges are if we can find them.
Adjustments from fight to fight.
Doesn't say.
The one that wins the rematch. Who do you think is capable of better level of adjustments? Yeah,
You've got to, just because of her pedigree and her boxing know-how, ring IQ, you'd have to say her. But what Persoon brings to the table is just pure, relentless action. It's non-stop, and it kind of at times nullifies, that.
We'll wait for them to bring Delphine on. You know what? Let me open up the Sky. Why didn't y'all tell me to open up the Sky joint? Where are my moderators at? What are you guys doing? Why didn't y'all tell me to open up the Sky so we can have both of the broadcasts? Some of y'all, man, y'all make me sick. We could be watching that right now. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up right now. What are you guys doing? I'm pulling up on the screen.
It's we that look for the title fights. It's we that look for the program, for the sportive. We got small peoples of volunteers that help us, but we have to do a lot. And that's the big difference. Here I got a lot of time.
We can't use Sky shit though. We can listen to it.
This rematch, will it be round 11 or will it be a fresh start round 1? Presumably, from your point of view, you want round 11 because you had such a strong finish to the fight.
Oh, it's 10 rounds fighting.
Hold up, let me find the right one.
For me, but yeah, it's boxing. It's female boxing.
This
it's
one?
10 rounds of 2 minutes.
It's not that one.
So I have to prepare me and go in the fight from. Started maybe a little bit faster than the last fight in June, if it is possible. Start from the early rounds to the big tempo, if this is possible. But yeah, I cannot change the whole thing. My way of boxing is in front, and I'm gonna do the same pressure from the first round.
Yeah, my final question is, Katie Taylor told us yesterday that she feels that you can only box one way, that she could perhaps improve her game plan, improve her tactics and box smarter. She says you can only do one thing and you can't be better in the rematch. Would you argue that you can be better than you were in the first fight?
She can see if she throw the pressure, she can see I can box always. I can box also on the back foot, but a lot of times my opponent don't pressure me, and yeah, then it's on me to pressure and make the fight. But I can also box on the back foot, turn away left, turn right. I can do it because of the sparring with the guys in Belgium. With guys, they are stronger than me. A lot of times I'm also in problem and have to find a solution, and then I box on the back front. But I think that's the difference. If I then box against a girl, most of the times I feel me stronger because always training with men. So it's on Katie. If she say I gonna pressure on the back foot, for me it's no problem. I can box also on the back foot, but I like to box on front. And that's the way I like with boxing with my heart. Sometimes that's a big problem. My trainer always say you forget the head and only box with your heart. That's the difference I have to do now in this fight. Don't stay if I give the pressure. Don't give her the time to take me of holding me. Step back, come back. Don't have punches, puff, and turn back. Don't have her the time to take me.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our stream here, and we'll let you go. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Who wants to come in? Spencer, you've got 2 minutes for us, very brief.
I love the way she talks, very technically sound.
Like I say, it's so important to be creative with your footwork. That's key here for me. You know, she's got every single shot in the book. You know, she's got great artillery, and I just think she's got to be creative. She's got to mix it up. Head, body, straight shots.
So we're waiting for, here, let me mute. So we're waiting for these guys to get Delphine Persoon and or Katie Taylor, and then after, Dylan Whyte and Alexander Povetkin are going to hit the podium. Or the end of the press conference is up next. They're the last ones.
She didn't have a lot of space to use it. That's the one thing with Katie. She likes to push people back on the front foot. She likes to slip and counter on the front foot. But if you don't give her the space to work, she found it very hard to work going backwards all the time.
Yeah, she did.
And often when, I think one of the things with her, she pivots off and creates space so well. So when people do shut her down, she'll exit, turn her back to space, and then she's got a bit of time to set her feet again and go. With Persoon, didn't matter where Katie went or how she exited.
She was at the knack, she was quick on her feet.
She was on her, she'd throw looping shots on the turn.
That's why, for me, the feint, again, and we always talk about it, and I always say it when we're doing comedy, you know, it's the most underrated move in boxing for me. You know, especially when you find someone that is eager to come forward, eager to counter you. I think for Katie Taylor, it's a feint. Take a step back, draw that lead out of Persoon, and then throw the shots. You know, 2, 3, get back out again, step aside, and keep it simple. I mean, it's the art of boxing to hit and not be hit. But look, I just think styles make fights. And I know at times, because of the warrior that Katie Taylor is going to set alight.
We've got a little bit of sunshine outside, which is nice. We've been peppered with the rain for the last couple of days, so that'll lift the spirits. A little bit of that,
bit of that, mate.
Bit of that, bit of this.
only if I lose.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be straight back in my room. So let's talk about the main event then. We're a couple of minutes away now. Dylan Whyte, as we know, has been out in Portugal. He's teamed up with new coach Xavier Miller, who people don't know a lot about. But listen, people didn't know a lot about Ben Davison before he stepped on the scene. This guy from from the interviews I've seen him, from reading about him. Really knows his stuff. He's got a kind of US fundamentals background, so we'll see a little bit of a change perhaps in Dillian's style. And the good thing is that although this fight day is pushed back again and again, they've had the time to work on the technical stuff that someone like Miller coming in will actually want to maybe strip down a few things and start again with Dillian.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of the bulk of the work that has helped improve Dillian Whyte as a fighter since that AJ loss has to be credit to Mike Tibbs. You know, it's been great work. It's a title that you don't really want, being the most improved, but I think Dillian Whyte is probably the most improved fighter that we've seen since that. It's brilliant. I'm just curious to see what the relationships, if this gets hard to mid to late rounds, and you know, and he really needs some advice in the corner, is that relationship strong enough in a fight of this magnitude? You know, it'd be interesting. You know, for me, I had Tony Sims from start to finish. We had such a gel, you know, such a bond between us that, you know, he could get the best out of me. And it's just interesting. If this does become a dogfight, which many do think it will be, how is that relationship in them later rounds? I'm curious to find out.
Yeah, so am I. Well, Alexander Povetkin just walked past the door, and given that people always talk about him as a small heavyweight, he's half an imposing guy. Dillian Whyte's taken his seat at the top table, as is Alexander Povetkin. I think we're now just waiting for Sky Sports. As soon as they hand over, we will hand over to you. There won't be any delays. There won't be any more waffling from us. You won't miss a thing. So just stick with us. The two of them are there. They have made eye contact. That was the first time in a few days. So I think there's been plenty of respect between them. And actually, I have to say, Dillian has seemed much more relaxed this fight week than he has in previous.
Do you know what? I think as well, he's in good shape. So he's got nothing to worry about. He understands the man that's in front of him. He's a danger man. But I think in Saudi, he looked a bit fed up. He was annoyed. He was overweight. But now he's ready. And I think that shows in his personality.
So Alexander Povetkin, 41 years of age next month. Hasn't really aged a lot in the last decade and a half.
Even if he had, I wouldn't tell him.
No. So I'm just hearing that we're still waiting on a couple of things at the moment, so I won't throw to Eddie yet, but there they are, the two men waiting ready for the final press conference ahead of the final fight of Fight Camp Week 4. Dillian Whyte on the left, Alexander Povetkin, that WBC mandatory place for the winner of Wilder Fury 3 is very much at stake. It's a position Whyte's been in for over 1,000 days, but looking relaxed, never afraid of a big fight, and both the guys ready to go on Saturday night. I'll hand you over now to Eddie Hearn.
Well, welcome back to our friends on Sky Sports News Live, and welcome to our other feeds around the world. This is it. This is the final fight of Fight Camp before the canopy comes down, the Terraplast comes up, and we sit there and have a nice beer thinking about a project that we'll never forget. Before then, the biggest fight so far, returning from the pandemic, returning from lockdown, a pivotal moment in the heavyweight division, the jigsaw puzzle that is being put together and unfolding before our eyes. On Saturday night, Dillian Whyte faces Alexander Povetkin for the WBC Interim World Heavyweight Championship, the WBC Diamond Belt on the line as well. But more importantly, the right to fight the winner of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. The winner of this fight will be the mandatory with no exceptions from the WBC. It's a huge, huge fight for the division. I will start with the challenger, Alexander Povetkin. Alex, you've been training in the gym. We've had you over here for many fights now. You look in the best physical condition of your life.
Саш, мы рады тебя видеть. Ты много раз был здесь, очень хорошо выглядишь. Ну, так, скажи пару слов. Общее впечатление от всего увиденного по поводу себя.
Хочется Эдди поблагодарить за то, что организовали этот матч. Дилана тоже поблагодарить, потому что это сильный, достойный боксер. Я всегда к нему с уважением. Я считаю, будет интересный и красивый бой. Благодарю.
First of all, a few words about thanks to Eddie, you know, for doing this event, even pandemic. You know, very happy to be here. Thanks for Dillian, you know, to taking this fight. Hopefully it will be, you know, a great fight, you know, in the heavyweight division right now.
Alex, Dillian has been number one for a long time, waiting for an opportunity. You have the opportunity to just come up from nowhere and take that mandatory spot. Are you prepared to do everything in the ring on Saturday night, whatever it takes to win?
Диллиан очень долго ждал этой возможности. Вот сейчас у тебя появилась возможность как бы, ну, это все дело перехватить. Тщательно ли ты готовился, ну, то есть вот, чтобы действительно это получить?
Мы хорошо подготовились. Я говорю, будет интересный, хороший бой. Я уважаю Дилана, он хороший боксер, так что я с полной ответственностью готовился, потому что понимал, что он очень сильный.
Well, I take all my responsibility to prepare for this fight, understanding how important it is, and for the Dylan, to fight in Dylan, you have to take serious.
Every fight week, his lip like that, split in the middle.
Finally, Alex,
Every
people
fight
talking
week, and they
about
be
both of
purple.
you big punchers. Both of you have two of the best left hooks in boxing. We expect an explosive fight. The fans should expect a war on Saturday night.
Вы два больших панчера, два специалиста по левым хукам. Стоит ли нам ожидать взрыва, так сказать, и, как мы говорили, фейерверка в бою?
Я считаю, что бой будет интересный и зрелищный. А как будет, посмотрим. Посмотрим. Я заранее никогда не говорю ничего.
I don't like to make a prediction, but definitely it should be a firework. But I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Alex. Dillian, I don't think I've seen you in shape like this before in your entire career. Sorry, anyone more?
No, he won't translate what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dillian, I said he looks good. Looks pumped, yeah. Dillian, you're in the shape of your career so far, unquestionably. I guess the pandemic has helped you in many ways to have probably the longest camp in the history of heavyweight boxing. I think about 4 or 5 months out in Portugal, but you seem very happy, you seem very relaxed. Is that because you feel like you've ticked every box needed in preparation for this fight?
You know what, the whole of last year for me wasn't a great year. I had 2 fights last year. My mind wasn't right in any of them really because stuff was happening, and obviously stress does one or two things to you, make you put weight on. I make you lose a lot of weight. Unfortunately for me, it made me put a lot of weight on. I think my last fight was 20-something stones or whatever it was. So I was happy for the time. I needed to train, get myself in shape, and I done it slowly instead of just rushing and going crazy like I was trying to get weight down and stuff. So it's been good. It's been very good.
He better not get on the scale and only weigh like 2 pounds lighter.
So I was just okay, cool. I got extra time to do stuff and get in shape, and that's what I've done.
Do you feel that there's pressure on now? I mean, you seem to be someone that's kind of ignored pressure in the past, but
because I don't see much of a difference.
Made originally, originally you were searching for that resolution from the WBC. Now you've rescheduled the fight, but you do have the resolution for the WBC to know that if you win on Saturday night, you'll fight the winner of Fury against Wilder. Does that put more pressure on you ahead of this fight?
Not really. The story of my life has been pressure. I've not been under pressure my whole life, so it's just another puzzle and another thing I have to deal with. Obviously, there is a bit more pressure than usual because of obviously what's in the future, but that's in the future, I just focus on now what's going on, who's in front of me. Obviously, I'm fighting a consummate professional, someone who's been consistent for a long time. So, I'm not bothered about what's Fury doing and what Wilder's doing. I'm bothered about what Alexander Povetkin's doing on Saturday night.
And you have to focus on him. One thing you've always wanted to do is fight the top guys, fight the best. You see Alexander Povetkin as the toughest test of your career so far?
Yeah. Obviously, he's probably the most technical fighter I fought. Obviously, in his side, he's beaten a lot of top guys. He's fought a lot of guys as amateur Olympic gold medalists. He's done it the right way, hasn't he? All the way up from...
Povetkin looking like he's trying to hide a zombie bite.
Olympic gold medalist, and he's done it all the way up to being heavyweight world champion of the world. Only lost 2 fights. I'm a strong guy and stuff, and so yeah.
You've been watching Fight Camp, obviously. How's that going to change for you? You look at your previous
I think
fights.
Povetkin got bit.
Oscar Rivas last time at the O2. Derek Chisora selling out the O2. Joseph Parker selling
What's
out
up
the
with
O2.
the turtleneck, bro?
Chisora before that at the Manchester Arena. What's it going to be like to focus with no noise in the Fight Camp Matchroom office on Saturday night? Your instructions are Xavier Miller and Dave Caldwell also in the corner as well. Are you looking forward to maybe being able to execute that game plan a little bit better in those kind of circumstances?
I'm looking forward to it, but like I said to people, some of my hardest fights have been in the gym, so, and in the gym there's not a lot of people, so this would just be like one of those. And when you're in camp and you're sparring rounds after rounds after round and you have 3 or 4 guys and doing 2 rounds in, 2 rounds out, and your coach is there whispering in their ears, oh yeah, pressure him, do this, do that. I've had some really hard fights in the gym, but the level of the fight and who's in front of you, when the bell goes, it doesn't matter whether there's 100,000 people, or there's 100 people, or there's one person there on the night, because you'll be so locked in and so zoned in and focused and getting the job done. It doesn't really matter, to be honest.
We know your mantra for this fight is maximum violence, and everyone you speak to about this fight says the same thing. This can only be a brutal war. Is that what you expect? Are you ready for that? Do you want that? I mean, a lot of people, you saw Katie Taylor in here before, I've got to box more, avoid the war. Is that what you want? I see your protege, Alan Babbage. I mean, he's pumped and focused for it as well. But are you looking forward to engaging in that warfare, or is it just win by any means necessary?
I don't care. Whichever way it goes, I'm ready. Obviously, I train. Obviously, I'll take my defensive duties properly. I need to do, and I'll do what I need to do. But I don't care. Listen, you know me. I can war, I can box. If I need to counter fight, I can. Obviously, at times in a fight, I need to change what I'm doing. But I don't care. When I'm fit, I'm in shape. It's problems, because then I can do what I like to do. I don't have to think like my last fight. I wasn't in shape. I was like, I need to stay just in gear 1, gear 2 to get the 10 rounds in case it goes long, because Whyte's a tough guy. But when I'm in shape, I don't care. I don't mind blowing up, because I know I'll recover. That's what I've been doing in camp, pushing the engine and blowing up and recover and then go again. So regardless, whatever he wants to do, then I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
I know the importance of just getting the win. I know you have respect for Alexander Povetkin, but do you believe you'll win this fight by knockout on Saturday night?
Listen, I don't like to make predictions, because you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, he's a very experienced man, and he knows what to do. He knows to look after himself. He's done it for a long time. 15 years now he's done it, you know what I mean? And, he's a tough guy and all that stuff. But listen, if I learn early, then it may be night early. But, he can do the same as well.
I know you won't be thinking about them, but the eyes of the heavyweight world will be on you on Saturday night. Anthony Joshua will be there for Sky. You know that Fury will be watching. You know that Wilder will be watching. Everyone will be watching this performance. Do you feel like some of those guys, particularly stateside, will be hoping you almost slip up? You've been 1,000 days banging on the door for this opportunity. All you have to do is get past this final hurdle. This really, at this stage in your career, no room for slip-ups on Saturday.
And it's usually the most dangerous and hardest hurdle to get by, to be honest. But I deal with pressure well, and I could have had an easier fight and done stuff and whatever, but I'm still learning. I had 7 amateur fights, 28 professional fights. I'm still learning, I'm still working and stuff. And these are the kind of fights you need to test yourself, and these are the kind of fights you need to grow. And these are the kind of fights, this guy has seen everything. He's seen about 20 guys that fights the same style as me, the same size, come forward, do all this sort of stuff. So for me to get in there and beat a guy like this, then I sort of piggyback on his experience and all the stuff he's done as an amateur and all the stuff he's done as a professional. So this is the kind of fight I need, a fight that tests me, a fight that motivates me, a fight that I can learn from, a fight that I got to think more than I normally do. I could easily take an easy fight that I know 80% I'm going to win by knockout anyway, but this is the kind of fight I need. Decision in my career, this is a fight that just gives that little extra edge, in your focus and things like that. And that's why I've got myself into the kind of shape I've got myself into.
Well, I know your willingness to take these big fights, to take these risks, is admired by the British public. Do not miss this heavyweight fight on Saturday night. This is so pivotal to the heavyweight landscape at the moment. Like I said, the eyes of the heavyweight world will be watching. Anthony Joshua in attendance. We know that Fury, Wilder, all the guys will be watching this thrilling heavyweight matchup for the WBC Interim Heavyweight Championship of the World between the body snatcher Dillian Whyte and Alexander Povetkin. Do not miss it. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head here before we go to our media duties.
Well, nice that we ended on a calm note after all that. The one thing I will say about this is we've been doing this job for, a couple of years now, and it's quite strange to do this with so many people so close, but everyone's in silence. It feels very unnerving. We've normally got you've got the bubble of the crowd, and you've got the fighters talking.
Povetkin said they are so scary.
Man,
I kid you not.
I don't know who that guy is, but honestly, he's like straight out of
like you said, he's like a Bond villain.
Villain, isn't he? Yeah. So and they're all. I'm basically in a room that's surrounded by all of their rooms as well. Someone's like put me there for a wind up. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, if you don't see me tomorrow, you'll know why. So good press conference. afterwards. Ready for the weigh-in tomorrow. Povetkin looks in really, really good shape. One thing with him, you know, people talk about age, but with his style, the way he fights, he hasn't really declined a lot.
No.
I would say that the Hunter fight, he didn't look fantastic, but perhaps he just needs something to get up for.
Yeah, he was just a bit flat, if I'm honest, and I think Hunter's got a terrible style for Povetkin. You know, he's young, he's so quick. He couldn't miss with the right hand against Povetkin that night, but there was a lot of movement and he just didn't get going really. But for this one, there's just such a big opportunity for the winner, and he looks fired up, he looks ready to go, and he knows that not many more big fights left in his career. So this one, you know, sets up a world title fight. You know, a few more fights with Povetkin. So this one's so important for him.
Well, of course, he was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder. I think it was around 2016, and he popped for Meldonium just after it was put on the ban list, and that was it caught a few people out of that. And I think that was a bit of a red herring in terms of a bona fide drugs failure. But of course, that fight was cancelled as a result. So a win for him here. And if Wilder was to spring what would now be, of course, the upset in December against Fury, you might see that fight back on next year. But like you say, huge opportunity. Given the risk that Dillian Whyte is taking in this fight, been in that mandatory position, or #1 position for 1,000 days, if you were in his position, you could just sit on your hands and wait, or take a fight as risky as this. Would you do that?
Nah. I would fight 100%. You know, this is your job. Look, you want to be busy. You want to keep your eye and you want to keep your time and your distance. And you only get that through fighting. You do all the sparring in the world, but it's not the same as getting in there on fight night. That, on top of the fact that Dillian Whyte's a fighter, he loves to fight. You've seen him as a kickboxer, he just loves fighting. There's no chance of him sitting on his hands. He wants to fight. I'd do exactly the same thing. Probably not against Povetkin, but still I'd want to fight.
No, you're not an idiot.
Is it just me, or I got a feeling that Dillian Whyte's going to lose? It's 2020. You know, it's 2020, guys. It's 2020. Here, let's see if he's over on Sky. No, that's Eddie Hearn and Tony Bellew over here. Y'all want to listen to them? See what they're talking about?
Ask. And I think that's what Dillian Whyte needs to try and do. I think Dillian speaks really well as well. You see his maturity as well. Where it used to just be, I'm going to take him out. Well, I'll do it now. I'll do it. And I think Dillian realises I've got to consume that energy as well. And it was interesting to say about Dillian, one of the reasons he's got himself in this shape is not just because that's his obligation as a fighter and as a champion, but it's because he's fighting Alexander Povetkin. He knows what kind of test this is.
Genuine fear.
Fear to get himself in great shape.
Genuine fear of losing.
Dylan, apparently he's going to join us, so stay with us, but I'm going to boot you out as soon as he becomes ready. Just your take on Dave Caldwell joining the corner. Tony's old coach,
he knows,
he's only going to say...
he knows better than me. I just think that it's a great move because, you know, Xavier Miller obviously has a great relationship with Dillian Whyte and that's so important, but probably doesn't have the championship experience of a Dave Caldwell. You know, Dave Caldwell's been with David Haye, he's been with Tony Bellew, he's been around the world, and I think sometimes during that time you need those wise words in the corner. There is a strong chance in this fight that through 4, 5, 6 rounds, Dillian Whyte's behind. You know, Povetkin likes to start quickly, so you need wise words in the corner. Don't tell him he might be behind after 5.
Yeah, just about. I'll have you back, Tony. Dillian, we didn't get a chance to speak to you yesterday once you'd taken the top off and we saw your torso. I mean, the weight reduction is, compared to Saudi Arabia, is miraculous. You've worked hard in camp and it shows. How do you feel?
I feel good, you know.
How much weight they saying he lost?
3 weeks notice, short notice fight, you know, obviously my head mentally and physically was all over the place, you know. I'm back where I should be. You know, I'm always in shape anyway, you know. I might not have the 8 packs and the this pack and that pack, but you know, I'm always in shape and I proved that I can go around and I can come back from bad starts in fights and pick up put my foot on the gas in the later rounds and stuff. So, but no, I feel good, I'm motivated and no stress, man. Feel good, no stress. I feel good, and I'm ready for this chaos and violence, man. You know, I'm ready to go.
I mean, we dealt with you on fight week when you know you have been perhaps a little bit more stressed. You just seem in such a good place at the moment. That bearing in mind, you said on stage that heavyweight boxing is littered with nearly men who get to the step before the big one and come unstuck. So that's obviously in your mind that you can't make any mistakes here with Alexander Povetkin.
Yeah, it is, but you know, I'm not just pent up under it's a dangerous fight. This no, all of that's in the back of my head. Just focus on it. Then Povetkin, you know, I'm gonna try and hurt him from the first bell. You know, I'm gonna try and hurt him from the first bell. I'm coming to fight, and it's gonna be war. Obviously, you know, I mean, that's what he does. That's a great thing. We both do similar things. We try and inflict as much pain as we can from as early as we can, you know. But it's up to me to do things to make the fight in my favour than it is less in his favour, you know. And I'm capable of it, and I can do it. He's way more experienced than me, a bit more mature than me and stuff. But I know how to fight, man. I know how to fight. But all I've done is had skills and gotten better.
I'm gonna be bougie today and get some Starbucks.
But I know how to fight, you know. It's not something anyone can teach you to do.
I don't want to keep you any longer because you've got to go. Just a final message for everyone that's watching live on our stream here. We've had so many comments coming in for you.
Just wanted to just tune in. It's going to be one hell of a fight, you know. Obviously, thanks for the support and thanks to Sky and Matchroom and DAZN for making this all happen, man.
Top man. Wish go well.
That's probably it for that. Let's talk. So, to be honest with you, it would be in Tyson Fury. I mean, in Dillian Whyte's Tyson Fury, if he beats Wilder's best interest to fight Dillian Whyte, because what if the title, like Tyson Fury gets elevated to franchise champion or whatever? Nonetheless, it will be considered undisputed if AJ, if he still has the belts after Pulev, you know, like it's a little bit of a mess, and you got to blame the WBC, you know, and Dillian Whyte, because didn't he have a chance to fight Pulev and it was turned down? I don't remember. But I'm hyped, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dillian Whyte loses. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. That's very 2020-ish, man. And with the boxing heavyweight division, it's kind of like a little bit of a Game of Thrones type situation going on, you know? Like if you lose, you go to the back of the line. Like a guy like Adam Konoski losing to Robert Helenius. You know, Usyk and Chisora has big implications whenever that does go down. Andrew Ruiz, Chris Arreola is supposed to be fighting, but what is it going to lead to? Trevor Bryan and Manuel Charr are supposed to fight, but Don King, that's a golden ticket for him. And you got a Wilder. Imagine if Wilder loses to Tyson Fury in the third fight. Like, where does he go? Even Tyson Fury going to have to go to the back of the line. So when it comes to Dillian Whyte, one mistake for both of these guys. You know, Povetkin has been getting a lot of, you know, like shots or shots to get shots. So this is basically one of his last chances too. Now, even though he has a very powerful backing behind him, still, nonetheless, you know, the winner of this will be the WBC mandatory, and the loser will go to the deep far end of the back line, and their career will be in question because they got to climb the ladder again. And that's going to be a tough-ass climb. A tough-ass climb. It's interesting to see where Usyk, you know, is in all of this, you know, when and if he beats Derek Chisora. So the heavyweight division is on fire. The fights mean, you know, they're meaningful. And also, let's not forget about Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce. Michael Hunter is going to be interesting to see where he lands at. And look at this. Charles Martin is ranked number 2 by the IBF. So basically, he's one fight, 2 at most from a final eliminator for the IBF. And we all know at the IBF, you get your shot. We still got to know what's going to happen with Joshua versus Pulev. It looks like a lot of these fights, man, fighters are not going to fight like this year. Whoa, Adam Smith is having a freak out. Y'all should have seen his face, bro. Bro, Adam. So, you know, it's interesting. But nonetheless, I got to get up out of here because we got to be back for some videos in another hour and a half. You dig me? So I got to get up out of here. I'm T Street Controversy with FightView360.com. We'll cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.